stories that you guys always random ask. Listen, Tesla, it's gonna be like, what the fuck?
Yo, are you gonna record this though?
No.
Alright. So, as both of you probably know, it's a well-known fact that if you have a turkey, you can't just go around basting it with olive juice just because the bartender at the bar that was underneath the train station, clearly. It was a train station I can't remember if it was in Sydney or Newport Beach, but he was saying something about a turkey baster that if you get it and then you ask an old man whether or not his retirement fund was like made up of entirely just Skittles or if it was like a quarter M&Ms and then Skittles. But either way, when it comes down to anything, if you ask a hippopotamus if you could borrow any of its butt hair, it's going to tell you no unless you go to a midget on 3rd Street and then you got to go to the midget and you got to be like, yo, midget, is it true that your mom is having triple bypass surgery on her left kidney? And the midget's going to be like, I don't know what you're talking about, but one time this guy told me, right, he was like, yo, if the best beer in the world was made up entirely of oak bark, then the world would just be a healthier place, and no one would ever argue over which light switch to press to turn on the main headlights of the moon. Because everyone would just be too busy running around the moon with their moon boots and flying around talking about what kind of cactus needles make up the best toothbrush bristles. But really, when I was in Vietnam, though, I was eating this coconut, right? And then all of a sudden, this worm came up out of the ground. I was all like, yo, man, can you spare some of that pineapple juice? And I was like, yo, man, this is a watermelon, not a coconut. And he was like, yo, I was asking for pineapple juice. And I was like, bitch, don't come at me like that like you know what kind of fruit I'm eating right now. This is a motherfucking cucumber, bitch. It's whatever I says it is. I'm on a fucking island in Vietnam, nigga. Like, you're going to come at me and try and tell me what kind of fruit I'm eating out? For all I know, this is a piece of baked ham. No one knows what I'm eating right now. And the mom was like, yo, but I heard that your mom, she be selling straight up perms down on Riverdale. And I'd be like, yeah, down on Riverdale for sure. She'd be giving out perms, you know what she means? She has an excellent way. What she does is she gets the potatoes, warms them in the oven, rolls them in your hair. That's how she does the perm. But I was like, Mom, you can't be rolling up potatoes in people's hair, bringing them back and trying to feed them to your kids, because then the kids get earthworms, and the earthworms come out your belly button, crawl back inside your nose, go down, lay inside, make babies in there, and the next thing you know, you got a colony of worms crawling around inside your stomach. But one time the doctor was like, don't worry if a colony of worms comes up in your stomach, because the only thing that happened is that you just got to jump through a hula hoop 3 times, bounce on your head once, slap a monkey in the face, call it a bitch, then run. No, you're ruining the story. Then you got to run into a hippo head on, plug its left nostril with a cork out of a 1976 bottle of Madame Rosé's White Zinfandel. White Zinfandel. You plug its left nostril. I said that shit, and then you know what? Slap it on its right butt cheek, and it'll play Reveille, the Marine Corps Reveille. And that's what'll happen, and everything's gonna be fine. That's all you need to know in case of colony of worms. That whole story was about the colony of worms. I tried to tell you it was gonna be a long story short. You know, Marine Corps Reveille solves everything, but you know, no one listens to Randall.
Dude.